400 million XRP. New recovery coming. In today's video, we are going to check out some articles about XRP suggesting we may have potentially bottomed out. And we are also going to check out the live chart, but the focus of today's video is going to be mainly on the news side of stuff. So with that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're having a great time with your family and loved ones. And first, let's check out this article. XRP's on-chain data is showing a substantial recovery, and the price action supports on-chain strength. Looking at the data, there is certainly a sign of potential recovery. And in here, they continue by talking about what is happening in terms of moving averages. And to be honest, moving averages are not really my favorite, but if you care about them, feel free to read this article. And what I do care about is actually this thing right in here. According to on-chain data, the volume of XRP payments significantly increased on February 10th. More than 400 million XRP were transferred in a single day, and they don't actually say they were transferred mainly in what exchange. I'm going to guess probably usually these things happen on Bithumb, which is a South Korean exchange, and they do actually have a history of major whale activities in there. And if I just go on XRP's price chart, there we go. As you can see, this chart is on Coinbase. And where is February 10th? It's actually right in here. There we go. As you can see, in terms of volume, we're not seeing a whole lot in here. What about Binance's chart? There we go. Also on February 10th, not a whole lot happened in this area. So I'm going to guess this actually happened on Bithumb, which unfortunately we do not have access to their charts. But nonetheless, overall, this can be, at least in my books, definitely a positive sign suggesting that we have bottomed out. Now, they continue this article by saying this spike points to increased transaction activities, which could be the result of institutional settlements or whale movements. And if I'm going to guess which one is it, I'm going to probably bet on the second option. In the past, these spikes have come before significant price changes, which supports the notion that rally is imminent. And again, if you have watched my previous videos, you know that I do actually pretty much have the same idea. In my opinion, XRP's chart in the short term is definitely primed for a solid move on the upside. And whether for like the next 2 or 3 days, we're going to have a slight move on the downside or not, that's kind of up for debate. And I am actually going to show you some bullish patterns suggesting, who knows, maybe we're not even going to get that move done. But before we talk about what is happening on the live chart, let's check out some other articles. Excuse me, there we go. As you can see, this actually came out today. XRP volume skyrockets 24%, has priced bottomed out. And I have checked some other charts. I think what they talked about was this thing. Let's go on XRP. There we go. Where is the day that we had the lowest volume? I think it was this one, February 8th. And in my opinion, they compared the lowest volume to the highest volume, and they said this is a 24% volume increase, which again can be a good sign. For me, this is not necessarily a strong bullish sign. And in another article, they talked about XRP outperforming Bitcoin in key metrics, and I believe this was in terms of wallet creation. Where is it? There we go. Let's actually read this article and see what is going on. According to Analytics Platform Sentiment, XRP continues to see its network grow with more wallets. The same applies to Ethereum, the second most popular blockchain network. However, this is not the case for Bitcoin. In fact, it now has about 277,000 fewer non-empty wallets compared to 3 weeks ago. And is this a bad sign for Bitcoin? Potentially it could be. What I do care about is this. This number, 277,000 wallets, were they actually big wallets with a lot of Bitcoin in them? Or maybe they were just small wallets with a very low amount of BTC in it? And personally, based on what I have seen in terms of ETF flows and also key metrics on Twitter, I'm gonna say this was mainly very, very small wallets and not whales. So this isn't necessarily a bad news for Bitcoin. However, it's definitely good news for XRP because again, relative to BTC, we definitely had more activities in terms of wallets. Now, in another piece of very interesting news, which came out about a couple of days ago, according to Cointelegraph, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse is reportedly expected to be appointed as an advisor to the White House Crypto Council. This is actually according to the New York Post. And they said in here, this move could strengthen Ripple's presence in the US crypto policy discussions. And I definitely do believe this is the case. You want to remember, Bragg House actually fully supported Donald Trump during the election. And I do think that Donald Trump will definitely return the favor. So what do you think? Do you believe that XRP is going to benefit massively from this friendship or not? In my opinion, they definitely will. And again, like we talked about in the previous videos, there are different ways of benefiting from this relationship. For example, if US government wants to have a stable coin, okay, why not have that stable coin on XRP ledger, which in that case, every transaction that you make, you need to pay the fees by XRP token, which will ultimately cause supply reduction. And in case that demand is going to stay relatively the same, or maybe it's going to increase, well, okay, ultimately you are going to see fantastic price appreciations for XRP token. So overall, in my opinion, these are fantastic bullish news. And I do believe that in XRP, not only our bull run is not over yet, but also we are probably not even in the middle of bull run. I think we are preparing for a fantastic move up. And let's actually go on XRP price chart because I want to show you something. Okay, so here we are. You see what happened in this area. First things first, in terms of classic candlestick patterns, this can be considered as a very strong hammer, which is a bullish sign suggesting potentially we have bottomed out. Second, in terms of volume, let's just zoom out a bit more, excuse me. This chart is from Binance, and as you can see, in this candlestick, in this hammer, we had huge buying volume, which is actually pretty much the same as the volume that we had back around the highs in here. So to me, this is definitely a bullish sign suggesting in this move down in XRP, buyers definitely showed up. And I think if you go on some other charts, for example, Coinbase, you can see a stronger volume. There we go. As you can see, the volume that we had in here is actually quite equal to the volume that we had during this phase on the upside in XRP. So again, if you care about volume, the fact that in here bulls definitely showed up, in my opinion, can be interpreted as a fantastic bullish sign. Now, in the previous video yesterday, I was saying, well, okay, maybe this is going to be a triangle structure and we may have another move on the downside, something like this, and then after it, a move on the upside. Can we have another scenario? Based on what happened in the last 24 hours, I can tell you yes. And it's kind of the same thing that happened back down here. Let's zoom in more, excuse me, there we go. Let's actually put the chart on logarithmic. Okay, so what were we saying when we were all the way down here in XRP? You see, the idea in this region was that maybe we are having a 1 and a 2 structure, and followed by that probably another 1 and then a correction for wave 2, which suggested that soon we're going to get a big move up into wave 3, 4, 5. And as you can see, that definitely played out. And I think right now we may actually have something like that in quite a smaller scale. Let's go on the live chart. Okay, so first things first, we should go on 15-minute time frame and see what happened in this move on the upside. I believe I can actually show you a 1 correction for wave 2, decent move up into wave 3, correction for 4, another 5 wave on the upside into wave 5, and this can be a correction structure. And if I just zoom out a bit more, okay, here's the situation. Let's just delete the volume. Okay, so I think if you want to be bullish in XRP and you want to say that this point in the short term is going to be our bottom, you can absolutely argue that this is from this point a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up, which means basically we are having a series of 1-2s. This is a wave 1, correction for wave 2, and then big move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5, which is going to be on a higher degree into a larger degree wave 3, and then correction for 4, another move on the upside into wave 5. So if you want to be bullish in XRP and you want to say that this scenario is happening soon, I would say probably in the next 2 to 3 days, you have to see a huge move on the upside in order to start this uptrend. If we don't see that, and for example, we see a move down in order to take this low, at that point, you can say, unfortunately, this trend line is going to be broken and we are going to continue this move in the short term in order to take this low down here about, let's say, $2.2, and then after it we can start a fantastic move on the upside. Nonetheless, the point that I'm trying to make is this: in XRP, in my opinion, overall, this point is our final bottom, and on a higher degree, this is probably a wave 1 correction for wave 2. And okay, according to this scenario, our bull run is not over, and soon we are going to start a huge move into wave 3 and 4 and 5. So for now, I just do not believe that we are having anything to be worried about. And in terms of the news that we have checked in the last couple of days, everything suggests we are probably more bullish than bearish. So I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in XRP's price chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next video, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.